It's ADSN on the beat, where the data meets the street. James and Daniel in your feed, breaking down the code you need. Tech talk, ad game, and a little AI. Every week we got the chat on ADSN.
Back, another ADSN. We had a wild week today. We had Brian Quinn on the podcast, James. And now we're doing our rundown. And we got a jam-packed one. We're going all over the place today. You want me to take you there?
Incredible intro. Yeah, let's go on whatever journey that
I got a journey for us today. Today
right,
we are starting with something I don't think on anyone's bingo card for 2026, probably ever. Kyle Kuzma is going off on X with investment advice. This is a guy that has made a lot of money in the NBA. He's done very well for himself, and he didn't make the playoffs this year. And apparently, has been going deep in investing strategy. The one I'm pulling out, he has a prediction of what he's underwriting hardest in 2026. He says AI applied to industrial throughput, autonomous defense and space robotics, and clinical stage biotech, where AI compresses trial timelines, everything else feels crowded. Oh, and also energy infrastructure. This reads like an analyst report. This is Kyle Kuzma, Milwaukee Bucks guard. Incredible stuff.
You know what? It's there's access. He's got it. It actually highlights his thesis is probably correct across the board. He also made, I think he put like a $35,000 bet on Spencer Pratt to become mayor on Polymarket.
He's moving markets. There we go. Next week. He's taking the borrow approach to move to markets.
That's right. Let's go Pratt. But he put his money where his mouth is in that one. It would be interesting to see if he can get into deals. So I had a conversation today with a very, very famous investor, pretty much, and a mutual friend of ours. I'll tell you after who it is. He was telling me that the biggest thing right now, if you're like a high net worth individual, is like you just really want direct to cap table access for some of these deals, and it's very hard to go ahead and get those. Running around these SPVs is super complicated. Apparently what is happening right now is the valuations have gotten so high that there's a huge amount of demand for early investors to sell their preferred shares. And so that's the way you get access to it. So I don't know if Kuzma is running around like how he's getting himself into these deals, but I'd be really curious to have him. We should RFP Kuzma. I bet you Kuzma will come on this podcast.
Kuzma, we're going to come get you. I mean, he's not far from, investment glory. There's Ashton Kutcher who did it on the acting side. Saquon Barkley, big ramp investor.
Big ramp guy. Yeah.
We've got Draymond.
I think he was in Anduril too.
He's in Anduril. We've got the Paul brothers. There's a history of guys making this jump, and Kuzma's just going to be the latest. I like it.
I like this Kuzma thing. Let's hit him up.
All right.
I know I gotta. All right. Let's actually do that. Fun. I still want Ray Dalio. Where the hell is Dalio?
Let's get Dalio and Kuzma. Hot debate from two hot investors.
Yeah. All right, what else you got?
All right, I got one coming from Connor McDonald. There's been a lot of debate on X about kind of how direct-to-consumer brands are pushing subscriptions in kind of their experiences. A creatine brand kind of got roasted. I actually sided with the creatine brand. But a lot of these companies, I'm sure we're all aware of them, like push a subscription. They, you have to opt out, you get a discount. There's all this language, but it's very confusing, and there's a lot of opt-outs. And so Connor McDonald basically put D2C acquisition is entrenched warfare. We're all competing in the same ad auction. So if a brand can bid higher because they have better retention or higher conversion rates, competitors will eventually follow in order to compete. And he's making the case that if a brand can drive better retention and better conversion on subscriptions because they're pushing these maybe perceived nefarious kind of customer journeys and flows, they have a better ability to compete in ad auctions then, because they have a higher LTV, they have higher AOV, all the metrics that are downstream allow them to be more competitive upstream. And so
is this
it's going to snowball.
I think it's a good take. I also think isn't this just Amazon Prime redefined? Like Amazon has a bunch of subscription revenue coming in, and therefore they have a bunch of buying power, and the LTV in their customers is higher. And There's like other legacy businesses that come to mind on this that have that same sort of buying power that derives from it. So it doesn't feel like it's new.
It's a little different when you're buying baby formula and all of a sudden you're on a 24-month subscription.
There's a lot of people. I think the AOL subscription business is still big. I mean, we've Stefano Kim, friend of the pod and friend of our, was very early AOL, and like they were slinging subscriptions. I mean, that's what that was. And there's still, I think, a lot of subscriptions that are going. I think
so. I mean, at least, we got to look that up. We got to fact check that. But at least a few years ago, it was still a
AOL now
7-8 figure big business.
Does Yahoo own it?
Did they buy the assets?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I'm not positive, but anyway, where else are you taking us on this stroll? Okay,
so that was one. Similar, Twitter X had a kind of a field day with Chewy. Chewy had an ad apparently running of maggots on a quarter. This is an ad running on Instagram, and people were justifiably being like, what is this? Why am I getting this ad? Like, this is disgusting. This is jarring in my feed, all the things. And Brian Cano, he broke it down. He said, this is a DPA catalog ad. Chewy did not make the intentional decision to upload this image as an ad. But in large catalogs, the product selected lean towards those with highest CTRs, not actually ROAS. So you end up with situations like this. And so it turns out Chewy sells maggots to feed lizards and reptiles that eat these things. But because they've got such a vast SKU roster, DPA is just pulling in these ads. And because it's so jarring, there's a really high click-through rate and a really high engagement rate. And so Meta thinks, oh, this ad's crushing it. Let's keep feeding it. And really, it's just negative backlash. That said, you could make the argument, they probably got millions of free impressions on X talking about this, and we're talking about it. So maybe it's a genius play. I don't know.
Yes. I'm not sure it was genius, but we've talked about this before, where like the catalogization of ads is like here to stay. Dan Pantello, founder of Marpipe, is like, I feel like the prodigal son of this. Like he's
king of catalog.
Oh my God. And but he's so right on pretty much his entire thesis on this. And actually, he just posted a thing that Meta is subsidizing Marpipe access now, which is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
We should have a link to that. But I think, everything gets API-ified, everything's going to have to get catalog-ified. And so everything's just a SKU that is going to get fed into AI to be shown. That's effectively what's happening here. This is really AI decided to show this.
Yeah.
It's not like Meta did. It's literally their algorithms picked this thing. And the algorithm didn't have proper context, like the harness was off. But it's interesting. I can't wait for the DPA stuff for video to start to crush it. I know it's already crushing it on Meta, and we're working on it on the TV side. But that's going to lead to just like, as you infuse that and AI on the biggest screen in your house, it's going to be fascinating. It's probably going to be a little Wild West for the start, but it will end up being very cool.
The AI to video catalog ads. If this is what we're getting from image static based ads, video is going to be 100 times wilder.
That's all right.
Who knows?
But a little use Higgs field will be great. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, on that note, on the AI video creation front, Amazon this week announced that they are actually embracing AI with a newly announced Gen AI Creators Fund. So they're actually providing funding, access to tools, AI tools to filmmakers, to creators, to actually develop cinematic TV. I mean, this is straight out of their playbook, right? They did a third-party marketplace for product goods. Now they're going to just create so much content for the Amazon ecosystem, and they're going to fund it. I mean, I think it's fantastic, and I'm excited to see what comes out of it.
All derived really from Prime at the beginning.
Oh my God!
But
one subscription has fed it all.
I saw the other night. Actually, saw The Sheep Detective, which is like an Amazon movie. It was very good in theaters. kid friendly, and but there's like Hugh Jackman's in it, and like there are a bunch of sheep that talk. It's kind of funny. It's like AI sheep. But it was kind of jarring when like, the screen comes on and it says like it's an Amazon production. It just makes you like, you look at it and you're like the amount, and I know like it's been a long journey for them, but like the amount of just tight brand integration is so awesome. Like the fact that they have like Amazon everywhere and it's not like 60 brands. Even like how they, you don't know if you saw on Amazon.com, they replaced Rufus, the AI assistant, now being Alexa. Like Amazon just like, I feel like when they have a plan, obviously on the ad side, they've done a good job. Like when they get a good plan together and they get a little traction, they execute so well. So I think we'll see probably so much amazing content on Prime because of a fund like this. Like they will pull it off. Why not?
Yeah. That's funny. I've seen that the trailer for that movie. I had no idea it was Amazon. I had no idea it was MGM. Like, that's cool. And it
very good movie, touching. It had moments where it really pulls at the heartstring. It was a really good cast. I think everyone should go see The Sheep Detective. I think it's worthwhile.
What is it on the Barrow scale? What are we talking?
I am going to give it. What did Siskel and Ebert used to do? Was it a star scale? They were really big Chicagoans.
Oh.
So I think it's like 4 stars.
Okay. 4 stars. All right.
I think, or it may have been 2 thumbs up. I'm going to give it 4 stars. 4 out of 5. There you go.
4 out of 5. All right. There we go.
Okay. Get us back on track.
Segment.
Yeah.
All right. Your turn. What do you got for us?
I thought this was a very, very interesting post. It was actually published by a Chicagoan named Will Johnson, who used to be the CEO of the Harris Poll. He also happens to be my stepbrother, but that is not why I thought this was interesting.
We don't do nepotism on this podcast. We only do the hard-hitting news. This one makes it.
But he's talking about basically like trust in AI from a polling perspective. And basically the thing that like he was focused on is like there has to be a reminder to people that AI is not public opinion. And the fact that that is not known and just like obvious to everyone is a really interesting just like tidbit. Like I just like when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, people really are going to ask questions of AI and think it is indicative of public opinion if it is something ambiguous, because you really would ask Google for an answer and you would sort of take it as fact. But given that this is so free form, you're going to be like, oh, what do people think about, I don't know, what do people think about this election? Or what do people think about this movie? And like AI will, unless it is known, is going to come back with an answer that you just perceive to be correct. And it's like it's a weird little timeline we live in that has to be denoted. So I thought that one was pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think it's only going to the problem's only going to exacerbate now that, Google is stuffing more on the AI side, where like people would normally go search for this, right? And go search for the Harris poll or go search for like surveying companies and public opinion companies that are doing this legitimately. And AI is going to spit out some summary before anyone gets to that link, and they're going to conflate the two. Even really
on the audio side, I have a Tesla and I use Grok a lot, like while driving. You're just like asking questions, but like it's turned into like my daughter would be like, oh, like, when is the next full moon going to be or something, right? That's like a factual thing, but we ask it that. It's like starting to turn into us being like, I'm asking it anything. There's no citations that come from it. Yeah. I don't even know how I would check the citations on it. So it's kind of an interesting problem, but it will be really good for ads over time. I do whenever it's funny on Grok, I'm always like, man, this thing is just going to have commercials at some point. Like, ask 5 more questions after this like brief song. And you're like, damn it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Actually, that's going to happen. Okay.
If we were there, if they let us do it,
just start stuffing these. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. One thing that's been making the headlines, and actually a new headline has trumped this, but it's come out that Peter Steinberger, OpenClaw founder, has he posted his chart of spend over the last 30 days, and he spent $1.3 million on tokens, on AI. And that wasn't his point of the post. He had made like a really nice dashboard and was commenting the Codex dashboard. But people first noticed, they're like, dude, you spent $1.3 million. But then a new headline came out of some anonymous company, right, accidentally spending $500 million on Claude in 1 month. And it's turned out that company is Amazon, is AWS. It got leaked that that's the actual company that spent $500 million. So token maxing at its finest.
Yes, the thing I think about when I hear that is just it should be a reminder of how real the AI adoption is at the biggest, fastest moving, most important companies in the country. So like, if you are listening to this and you're not doing this, you are toast. Now, there's a way to do it more responsibly is basically, I think, what that's showing. Yeah. But like, you'd rather tame a wild horse, you know, like, and so it's going to be a lot harder to teach you how to ride AI, you know, like than compared to these guys who are like, they're on the horse. So yeah, I think it's encouraging and should be a reminder to everyone too, that like, it's time to get going.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're just in like a brute force part of this curve of like companies need to force adoption, force learning. The way to do that is just, yeah, as you said, just let you run wild, and you may run up a $500 million bill in the process.
You might not.
Glad it was Amazon and not some startup.
Yes. We know who have good perspective on this over time. Just a quick little, we had this breaking news we put out today is Sam Mullender from Snap is now going to be an OpenAI employee. So former Snap colleague, measurement guru over there now. I'm curious to see what he'll tell us. I don't know, publicly or not, what it's like to be somewhere where like the token usage is, I assume,
totally
like do whatever they want. Yeah, like just do anything you want. Yeah, like
and he's getting it wholesale, right? Like
yeah. I wonder what that's like. But it's going to be. I posted about this. It's like it's so clear now to me, and I think I've said this a lot, but it's like the chat apps are the new news feeds. It's like just very obvious this is happening. And currently they're single player. They'll become multiplayer over time. And as a result, all the people who worked on news feeds are going to go over there. It's just so funny. It's like just obvious this is what's going to happen.
Yeah. There is something I saw, a Bain report a few weeks ago, actually talking about synthetic customers. And it's not a new concept, but basically how AI is generating very accurate, basically survey results, right? While you're saying it's not public opinion, you know, if you're a consumer goods company, you put in your data and you can get a really good read on what do your customers want next? What are the features they want next? What are the products they want next based on what you have? But my mind went to like, oh, we're just bringing the news feed, the algorithmic feed to real life. Like, we're just not going to make decisions anymore. It's like, oh no, this is what people want. We're going to serve it. Great. And it's just going to be the continuous loop.
That is a very good analogy. That is like top tier Drugerism right there.
This is what I do. This is what I do. ADSN.
Yeah. I like that. That's a good one. We got to like tell our friends.
All right. I'm going to send when everyone sees that trending on LinkedIn, they'll know we spammed enough.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I can think of a few people who are really going to enjoy this. All right. I got it.
Okay. Okay. What you were telling me something about Trump accounts and Robinhood. Break it down for us.
So Trump accounts are the new savings account that basically you save for your kid, and the government will help facilitate a form of match, and there's a tax-free basis on it. It's funded primarily by private donors, like not government stuff, but that's beside the point. Those accounts are now starting to roll out, and Robinhood launched a Trump accounts app, like a dedicated app for that. So you can like set that up for your kid, but they did it in partnership with the National Design group. So the United States government now has a group dedicated to building amazing digital experiences for consumers, led by the co-founder of Airbnb. And it is so sick how like beautiful these apps are. Like this is like, it's, like tech nerd, like corner of like civics, I guess. But yeah, the government is making beautiful applications now. And in this case, it's in partnership, but it's really cool.
The video looks incredible. Part of me is like, is there just some kid vibe coding this and some engineer's going to look and it's like this brittle stack? But I mean, I kind of joke about that, but it looks incredible. This is where we
I think it's Joe Gebbia, who I believe he was the co-founder of Airbnb. That's his full-time job. So like he's trying to make dealing with the government as enjoyable experience, like booking an Airbnb. Yeah. It's wild. It's just like a fun little timeline, but I think it's another example of, as AI collapses everything, at the very least, you have to make sure your products are beautiful and like designed well. You know what I mean? Like at the very least, they have to be like a great experience, because like you are very quickly going to get pulled over to just being commoditized by the chat box. Which is Brian Quinn of AppsFlyer talked about this. Same problem.
If you haven't seen it, link in the show notes. Go listen to that episode. Great interview.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. We got one more before we get to our primary post. This one coming from Nikunj Kathari, partner at FPV Ventures, where he writes, every venture-backed application company needs to inherently be a data company and or a fintech company, ideally both. If not, find a way to quickly get there, which I laugh about because this is something we talked about years ago, that like inevitably becomes a fintech company, right? Like at some point, you end up having to step in front of payments or be part of payments or be part of the fintech stack. Or you need to have some proprietary data. And so like what's old is new again.
Yes. I think about how the reason why I like ads businesses, not necessarily ad tech, is because I think payments basically are the new cookies. And so if you think about like the merging of like transactions with like data, you get to have these amazing products and experiences. So I think, ads is definitely a place where I think this holds true, but then so many more of these marketplaces represent that. Like, I think there's going to be this just like amazing kind of renaissance of, all types of marketplaces that like really kind of turn into payments businesses now. Again, like ads are really just a marketplace, right, at the end of the day. But I think there's so many other ones that are going to come online too. So I think that's a good take, and I buy it. Approved. I don't think he gives a shit that I approve it, but approved.
Approved. James approved. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now it's time.
Primary post. Primary post.
You get it. You kick us off. What do we got?
My primary post is by a guy named Birkin Illick, I think his name is. But he's the founder, I believe, of a new business, at least new to the US business, called Shift. I originally saw this because I used to have a business called Shift, and so it just kind of like made me kind of like, oh, what's going on? But it was fascinating. They just launched in New York City. You can get your apartment cleaned 100% for free. So it's a free cleaning service, housekeeping service. The deal is everyone who cleans it wears a camera on their hat, and they are mapping out and getting video of cleaning to train robots to clean. And I believe on their roadmap is like all types of things. So like cooking, cleaning, like you name it, like mundane tasks you can get for free. But the subsidy is that they record all of it to train robots to one day make this where robots can do it. I don't know. I was just like, it just sounds made up, but it's not. It's like very real, and it's wild. So that's my primary post.
I like it. You're something very new. I don't think we would have thought about. And then the video is like hysterical. Yeah, you got to watch the video. I mean, it feels like satire, but it is not. But good on those guys.
And I think you would do it. I think a lot of people would do it. What the hell? Like leave your apartment and have them go.
Yeah, we're all just
Yeah.
reality TV stars now. Everyone's just in the Truman
Yeah.
Show.
There you go.
Privacy's over. Okay. Mine's coming from Michael Miraflor, who is like a semi well-known like strategist, has good like culture takes, things like that. But he's responding to a post by a graphic designer that said, we're absolutely losing the art of following brand guidelines. His response was, there's a case to be made that strict brand guidelines are the enemy of social media success, especially for Gen Z. And this one just hit for me. That like there's this constant tension between like the rule followers that are like, well, this is the way we've done it, how we have to do it. These are the corporate rules. And then kind of new age being like, well, those rules don't apply to like how the speed of what culture is moving at or like how these algorithms work today. And I think we see it in real time. Like companies that move slow get left behind, and companies that test and maybe take some risk are doing phenomenal things. So this one just hit for me.
Is it the Gen Z part of it that got you? I know you're like a Gen.
Yeah,
you're like yes.
This is funny. I was scheduling a meeting with somebody who's in their low to mid 20s, who probably talked about me being an unk. But I said, hey, here are the times to meet. Can we meet at this time? And the response I got was, bet. I'll talk to you then. And I thought, oh boy,
I learned about that.
I thought, oh boy, I'm in over my skis now.
You remind me of, you ever see Demolition Man?
Of course.
Like Sandra Bullock was like really into like the 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the
yeah, that's me. I'm the Sandra Bullock.
You're like Sandra Bullock of Gen Z.
She was in the net, so I also feel like I had a really good handle of 90s tech.
Yeah. All right.
That's great. And if you know what the three seashells are about, please let us know.
Yeah. Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. All right.
Later.
All right. ADSN out.
Bye.
It's ADSN on the beat, where the data meets the street. James and Daniel in your feed, breaking down the code you need. Tech talk, ad game, and a little AI. Every week we got the chat on ADSN.